Alright, we are starting off in Group A. And in Group A, for the very first match of the tournament, I'm going to randomize every time which Coliseum we're in, except for the finals. The finals will be in Stargazer Coliseum. And we're starting off this tournament at Main Street Coliseum. Anything goes will be the rules. Those will only be changed once we get to single elimination to make sure that we can't get a tie due to explosion or something like that. Alright, our first match, Green versus Auke's GF. Neither was in one of the exhibition matches a couple of days ago in my stream. And I find it pretty hard to predict who would win between these two in terms of base stats. I feel they're pretty together. So, even more than normal, this is just absolutely up to luck. Any predictions in the chat, any predictions in the YouTube comments, because this will hit YouTube later. If you have any predictions as to who will win, let me know now. Okay, you can see the nicknames now as well. Some more fitting nicknames on Green's side with Hula Girl, Buzzer, Racidia, Bell, Specs, Tree. While on the other side we have Agumon, Toothbrush, Nightmare, Valentine, Penguin, and Asuka. I remember the person who created the Auke's GF Battle Pass actually asked me, hey, give me 6 random things that I can use for nicknames. I think they likely asked me that because I like to just randomly give things nicknames too. Like, I'll catch a Ghastly and it'll be like, okay, the first thing I see is Ghastly's name. Sunglasses. That's its name. So in sort of the same style, they asked me, okay, just give me 6 things that could be nicknames. So I gave them these 6 words and they chose their Pokemon with it. Or they already had selected their Pokemon and just gave them in that order. I don't actually know. Let us get started with Metronome tournament. We are underway. Alright, starting off Blossom and Yon Mega versus Electrode, and I think it's Mesprit.
To witness the big battle that is about to unfold.
It is. Alright, first move to Agumon. So judging by type advantage, I think Green is the better chance here, but as you said, it's up to luck. Absolutely. I think Steel types resist quite a lot, so having multiple Steel types on your team, and I know one person has like 3 Steel types, could be good. Ghost, potentially, with 2 full resistances. Especially if they have Levitate, like Gengar. At least in this generation, they still have that. Nothing major yet, but that's expected. Ooh, Sweet Kiss. Blossom is now confused. Also, if you're wondering, while Blossom gets hit by the confusion, all Pokemon will have 16 power points on their Metronome, so power point ups apply to all of them, or power point max in a sense. Everyone is holding a Leopard Berry. All Pokemon have perfect IVs and 0 EVs to keep them all equal in stats in that sense. Little bits of chip damage for the most, but it comes a Weather Ball, but there's no Weather Up, so that won't be too powerful. But still, decent damage, and a lot of times in Metronome matches you'll see a bit of chip damage every turn, and then you'll eventually get that KO. Dragon Pulse, the strongest move so far. Mesprit targeting the Blossom Sweet Kiss earlier, making them unable to attack, and 2 get them confused, and hit them for damage as well. But also stepping out of the confusion very quickly using Psych Up to copy Agumon's stat changes, but I don't think Agumon gained any stats, so that actually doesn't make a difference. So Hula Girl hasn't done much in this fight yet, but the fact it got out of the confusion that quickly is lucky. We're gonna need a lot more luck in a Metronome match. Auke's GF again. Agumon Synthesis to heal up the damage it's taken so far, which is almost half its HP. That's a nice move. I'd say some of the best moves you can get here are Taunt. Oh, Fissure. We've seen a one-hit here with, I think it was Fissure hit during one of the exhibition matches. There's 30% chance because they're equal level. But it hit, and that's really major. And we saw Ingrain. I was about to say some of the best moves in a Metronome tournament. I think Taunt and Disable are very good because one, that makes the opponent unable to attack, but two, hits them for a quarter of their own health for Struggle Recoil. So that's very good. But also, Aqua Ring and Ingrain, healing you for 1/16 of your health every turn. Leech Seed might even be better. I think Leech Seed is still 1/16 of the health. I think. I'll have to look that up. I'm not going to look anything up during the match. I think Leech Seed is 1/16 of the health. Which is major because that one takes opponent's health and heals you as well. So some of the status moves actually being really good here. Worry Seed. Changing Yanmega's ability to Insomnia. I haven't seen the speed boost, so it must have been... Oh, Overheat, that's powerful, but that does lower the special attack of Yanmega, but that's major, over half the HP down. I think Yanmega must have had, I think it's... Is it Compound Eyes is its second ability? I put it in myself. Oh. I put it in myself, but I don't remember it for everyone. That is major. Psycho Boost for Mesprit. And Yanmega is down. First KO is on the side of green, giving the 6-5 lead to Auke's GF. But Hula Girl still has the turn with lowered attack and defense, though, due to using superpower earlier. You have to remember that Mesprit now also has halved special attack, but Mesprit also keeps healing. Third Pokemon on green side, Gray City. Also, you may have noticed that all of Green's Pokemon so far have been in the Safari Ball. I don't remember what all the Pokemon on Auke's GF side are in. But because there's 16 teams and there's 16 types of Pokeballs available in Pokemon Battle Revolution, everyone has a single type of Pokeball that all their Pokemon in. So there'll be one Pokeball team, one Master Ball team, one Cherish Ball team, one Dusk Ball team, one Quick Ball team, etc. Everyone has one. Let's see what Shaman's first move is. Starts with Wrap. Not too powerful. The residual damage like between turns would be nice, but unfortunately not a hit. Tinted Lens. Compound Eyes is Yanma for added accuracy. Tinted Lens, yeah, adds 1. Actually, I think that makes not very effective moves normal effective again. Like it basically doubles the power of not very effective moves. Reflect from Hula Girl. That could be very helpful, but only if physical moves come from the opponent. If they keep using special or status moves,
well, both corners
that's
still
not
have
going
a
to be
chance
much.
to win this. What kind of developments can we expect to see next?
Bide from Agumon. That could be major. Let's see what happens. Also, no one is allowed to switch. The only switches that happen are through Whirlwind and Roar and U-Turn. I don't think there's any other move in this game that can force a switch.
Mesprit uses its move.
Gastro Acid, stopping Blossom's ability. Now, Electro used Bide and has gotten tackled, just tackled, but it's not a very high health. And also, it doesn't have Ingrain healing or any other kind of healing like Mesprit does. So potentially with one more decent hit, even just something slightly stronger than a tackle, there could be a KO. Huh? Why is the button not working?
The Pokemon are awaiting their trainer's direction.
Give me a second. I said. Huh? Oh, that's fine. Agumon's still storing energy. I think next turn they've released it, so they'll want to take it out unless they take. Otherwise, they'll take some damage. It's not major damage considering it was only a tackle, but still, you'd not want to take the damage. Transform. That's the first time we've seen that one. Mesprit changing its stats in a sense to Shame. It's a critical hit from Smog, but still, Smog isn't very powerful. But there's poison, and the poison takes out Agumon. The bide will not affect anyone. See, also Spites can be a breaker, lowers the power pad of Metronome, so we can see struggle much easier. Yes, that is true. Now everyone is holding a Lepiberry so they can get 10 power points back. So if it is a stall fest for power points, then Pluck might be useful. Take rid of the Lepiberry, or another move that might get rid of it. Also, interesting thing about Transform. Oh, this is the Dusk Ball team Auke's GF has. So, Mesprit now has the base stats of Shaman, which are very good base stats. I think it's 100 overall. I think the stat changes are also Shamans, so Mesprit isn't affected by the double special attack drop anymore, I think. Don't know every detail of Transform, but I think that's how it is. But after Transform, you take all the opponent's moves, in this case only Metronome, and they're only at 5 power points. So, sure, they got some stats. Stats back into sense, boosted their chance a bit, but they have lower power points now due to that Transform. Let's see what they'll get as the first move, as a Shaman meditates to increase attack. I would like to be able to see something you can see in later Pokemon games, just a stat changes with just clicking on the Pokemon, because I'm pretty sure it did lose its move. Oh, Icicle Spear straight back on what is now a Shaman. 3 hits, including a critical hit, so that's pretty good. But I'm pretty sure Ingrain will still be in effect. So you need to keep hitting that Shaman hard. Here comes Shockwave. There's a Shockwave on aggro. Critical hit again. 2 crits in a row. Look at the size difference between aggro and Shaman. Luster Purge. Latios with 3 critical hits in a row. Remember, that is a 1 in 16 chance. So 1 in 16 times 1 in 16 times 1 in 16 for the final 3 all to be a crit in a row. That's a lot. That's a very low chance of seeing that, but it can happen. 3 critical hits in a row. Will Gracie add another one? Slam doesn't hit, but let's check the next move that actually hits. Now, Toothbrush, what was originally a Mesprit and Gracie, now do have speed type, because they Mesprit took Shaman speed. Remember, Mesprit hit with a Drill Peck, which not only is just good, it's strong, and it's super effective. Remember, from much earlier in the match, Blossom had a 1-stage defense drop because it used superpower. So that was definitely KO from Drill by giving the 5-4 lead to Auke's GF. And that was with Reflect up. I totally forgot about Reflect. So even with Reflect up, that physical attack did a lot of things. Alright, here comes a new green Pokemon, Bell. Now, one could argue this is a blue Pokemon. I feel it's more blue than it is green. But the Pokédex says it's green, so it counts. So that's what this trainer based it on. I do wonder, well, because it's random, you can't really say, hey, only target the Shaman, hey, only target the Aggron. But really, you'd want to only target the Shaman, or never target the Shaman, because the Shaman will just heal off any bit of damage. If you just hit it a bit, and then leave it alone for 2 turns, it'll just heal its HP back up with Ingrain. And here we have the first example of eating the Lepiberry, which immediately gives the power points to that Shaman, to the transformed Shaman. So it's not really in trouble anymore with its power points. So yeah, it'll heal back up in Ingrain, so it may stick around until the end of the match, and then it'll run out. But it still has its own Lepiberry to use once it actually runs out. Natural Curious Copy, though you likely won't be switching.
Uses
That's
a
not
boost.
a bell splashing. Of course, naturally. Have you ever seen a bell
Well,
splashing?
both corners still have a chance to win this. What kind of developments can we expect to see next?
Alright, Toothbrush, another faster Pokemon on the field. Zap Cannon, that'd be major, but 50% accuracy, it missed. Actually, I say fast Pokemon, but the actual Shaman is still there. Bug Bite. Unfortunately, the Aggron, which isn't going to be very effective considering 1, it's high defenses, and 2, it's a Steel type. Would have been nicer on the other Shaman. Although Leopard Berry has been eaten, and now the other Shaman also heals its power points. And both of the Shamans still have their own thing. Last Resort will pretty sure always fail when called by Metronome, due to the fact that Last Resort is never the last move left. Also, Last Resort always fails if it's the only move in the moveset, but it's not even on the moveset. So I'm not exactly sure on the why Last Resort fails, but there's multiple theories that could all apply. Power Whip. Ah, that would have been a seriously good grass move if that hit. 85% accurate. Here we go. Roll out, and that'll stay. If that's always on the same target, that could be what takes out that used to be Mesprit. Toothbrush. Twin Needle is on the Bronze Zone. Shaman will be very happy with that it doesn't get hit by a super effective move. But if one rollout stays, so you'll get a stronger move each time, you'll get an attacking move each time. And if it's always the same target, which I'm not sure if it's called via Metronome, then that'll be the major move that Green needs to take out that Ingrain using Toothbrush. So we're gonna see what happens with that rollouts, but that could be something really good.
Who's going to take the glory?
The lead's currently 5-4 for Auke's GF, but that rollouts could be major. Toothbrush, what are you gonna do? Flatter to disrupt the rollout because it feared for its own life.
It was confused.
Wow. Nice, like, I know it's completely random, but nice move, Toothbrush. Afraid of its own life due to the rollout and just protecting itself from it completely. Disrupting the rollout with confusion. That is something special. Nice move, Toothbrush. Here comes Bell, now setting up the light screen. Watch, let's say, Sacred Fire come in. Actually, Sacred Fire counts as physical. Even though I feel like Sacred Fire is one of those moves that really they wanted to make special, but it's Ho-Oh's signature move and Ho-Oh is better in physical attacks, so they were like, let's make Sacred Fire physical. Pretty much every other move can be explained. Fire Punch, it's a punching move, it's physical. Rock Slide, you might say, I'm throwing the rocks, therefore you use physical strength. Any kind of physical strength required is physical and special is special. And then you could argue about what makes contact and what doesn't. Another snap out of confusion on Green's turn on the on Green's side for the second turn. You just disrupted the rollout, saved your own life, but now you should fear it again because you got disabled. I think disable is it 4 to 7 turns, which is long. And we're not allowed to switch. Well, we saw Splash from Bell and now it's Bounce. We're not allowed to see switches. So we'll see that other Shaman, we'll see Toothbrush use Struggle. Now Struggle is a typeless base 50 power physical move, so it will still deal some damage. And it'll not be resisted by something like the Steel type from Bell. But it'll deal a quarter of your... Oh, no! That completely makes that struggle not matter much because they're all gonna die. Someone... you'd really want to get hit by Whirlwind or Roar or find U-turn at this point. Shaman, two Shamans, it was really good for 3 turns. The rollout starting up, the disrupting of it with Flatter and actually getting hit by the confusion, and then the disable to get back at the Toothbrush again. It was such a nice interaction between the two Shaman. But now Perish Song is going to ruin the entire thing, and we will see that other Shaman most likely go down to Perish Song and not to Struggle.
Which corner will make the attack that could change the situation?
Darn you, Gracidia. Actually, Gracidia might still go down considering its low health. Sand Tomb. Deal some damage to Aggron, 4 times super effective, and then some residual damage between turns. Struggle still takes out the other Shaman, so that's good but on Toothbrush's turn. Takes a lot of Struggle recoil itself, but this means that while everyone's Perish counter is at 2, they can already start damaging the new thing that is sent in on green side for 2 turns. So if they would have had the choice, it would make a lot of sense to fully target whatever comes in next. Currently, it is a 4-2 lead for Auke's GF's team. Moonlight increases its health, normally a very useful move in Metronome battles, but with Perish Song, if that Bronzong doesn't find U-turn in the next 2 moves or gets roared or whirlwinded, that's gonna be it. Alright, Specs is up next. Flygon. Actually, I said it's 4-2, it's 5-3. Sorry about that. Metronome from Specs. The Flygon goes first. Worry Seed, which matters absolutely nothing. This changes Aggron's ability to Insomnia. And Toothbrush playing the smart game. Struggle onto Specs, which actually deals a decent amount of damage. Because remember, Shaman, because the Mesprit, that was still originally the Mesprit, changed it to Shaman, 100 base stats on everything. So it's a 100 base attack on a physical 50 power move, so that's pretty good still. Frenzy Plant, unfortunately, does hit the Bronzong, which is not going to matter anything. Considering the Bronzong will be taken up with the Perish Song in 1 turn from now. They would want to hit the Flygon, but they still have the lead, so things are looking good. Poison Tail onto the Shaman would only matter if it's a KO here. It is not. Right, light screen wears off. Toothbrush with ability. That Ingrain didn't end up helping, because otherwise it would have been KO'd quite a while ago. Disable actually ends, so it'll get 1 more turn of Metronome in before the end. But that Ingrain definitely helped. It would have been KO'd a couple turns ago. Or potentially here, if it didn't have it. And then green side would have had an extra turn to already start weakening the Pokemon that came in. And the Pokemon that came in on green side has already been damaged by a Struggle. Here comes Secret Power. Some more damage on Specs. That's not looking too good for it. Green doesn't like to see it. Here comes Specs' Metronome. For Crunch. Yeah. I think they probably wanted to see like Dragon Dance or Cosmic Power, anything that increases 1 or multiple stats. Aggron has to recharge due to using Frenzy Plant. Can Bronzong do anything fancy? Howl. Yeah, no, I meant Flygon should have gotten the attack increase, not you, because you're gonna go down in 5 seconds. Toothbrush heals.
The count of Perish Song reached 0.
And reaches 0. Toothbrush faints. Has been in the match since the start. There's Aggron. Perish count falls to 0, leaving that team with just 3 Pokemon. But on green side, Bronzong falls to Perish Zone as well, leaving that side with just 2, which include a weakened Flygon at just under half HP, I believe. So that is looking very good for AukeGF, having 1 more Pokemon and none that are damaged. Alright, green sends out Tree the Torterra as their final Pokemon. AukeGF has Penguin the Victory Bell. Actually, that shouldn't have been sent out yet, but they were going to be sent out together anyway. It should have been Skuntank, then Victory Bell, not Victory Bell, then Skuntank. But Valentine the Skuntank has been sent out as well to hopefully finish off this tournament. Well, finish off this tournament, finish off this match. The tournament isn't over because everyone has at minimum 3 matches. Those that make it to the single elimination get a 4th, and those that get to the semifinal get 6, because that's the semifinal plus the match for 1st, 4th, or 3rd. Valentine with their first Metronome, and we get Ice Ball, which is basically Rollout, but ice. And I said how Rollout would be good, and the thing is, both of the final Pokemon on green side are 4 times weak to ice. If Ancient Power would take out, that would have been really nice on Flygon to just take that one out because it has such little HP remaining. Tree, we use Flatter on Skuntank because Skuntank's gonna murder you. 4 times super effective, and it doubles in power every turn.
Well, both corners still have a chance.
Yeah,
to
Specs,
win
you need
what
to
kind of developments can we expect to see next?
do things. Only 2 Pokemon can actually select Metronome because one of them stuck in Uproar and the other one's stuck in Ice Ball. Specs is going for Slam, just going for the takeout on Skuntank, but you need more than just a Slam, even if it was a critical hit. As long as that 90% accurate Ice Ball hits, it's now 3-1. So even without the Ice Ball, this would be very hard. You'd only get a 1 turn, a 1 attack at Metronome, while the opponents get 2. And even if you take something out, it'll still be a 2v1. Does continue with the Uproar, hitting for decent damage. It's not looking too good though. Penguin is gonna make matters worse. Ice Beam. Sing. If that hit, that would have been pretty bad as well. Not looking good for green. I think AukeGF has had the slight lead, the advantage. A bit of an advantage since early on. But really, the Ingray made it worse. And now the Ice Ball was just the icing on the cake for AukeGF. And it is a 3-0 victory. The first match of this match tournament has been completed. And the victory goes to AukeGF. Congratulations, you have won the first battle in this tournament. So I'm going to enter that score. I will show you what all the scores are after each round's matches are done. But AukeGF did win that 3-0, having Skuntank left, having Victory Bell left, and their final Pokemon, which wasn't even sane.